Section 4.5, example 4, we have the polynomial x cubed plus 7x squared minus 38x minus 240 expresses the volume in cubic inches of the shadow box shown. For part A, it says, what are the dimensions of the box? Hint, the length is greater than the height or the depth. So notice they've shown us on the picture that we have a side length of x plus 5. So if we know the volume is length times width times height, and we have a side length of x plus 5, we know that x plus 5 has to be a factor of the volume. This means that x plus 5 has to divide x cubed plus 7x squared minus 38x minus 240. So we can use synthetic division to find what the quotient will be when we divide. So with synthetic division again, we have x cubed has a 1 in front, 7x squared has a 7, negative 38x has a negative 38, and negative 240 is our constant. Notice we went x cubed, x squared, x, and then the constant. Nothing was missing. If you were missing one, you would just put a 0 in that space. First step, bring down your first coefficient, and then we are going to multiply the opposite of what we had in our factor. So if the factor is x plus 5, we're going to use negative 5. So negative 5 times 1 gives us negative 5. We're going to add straight down. 7 plus negative 5 gives us 2. Negative 5 times 2 gives us negative 10. Negative 38 plus negative 10 gives us negative 48. And then negative 5 times negative 48 gives us 240. And negative 240 plus 240 gives us 0, which is what we expected, right? Because we know the side length is x plus 5. They told us the volume. So this should be a factor of the volume. We can use this now. Remember, 0 was our remainder. So we can use 1 plus 2 minus 48, where the negative 48 is going to be our constant. So we have 2x and 1x squared. Again, you don't need to keep the 1, so you can just have x squared plus 2x minus 48. Now we know that this is going to factor because we're talking about the volume of a box. You can use the x box, you can use quadratic formula. I'm going to go ahead and use the x box because it's pretty quick, and I don't even need the box because we have a 1 in front of our x squared. So a times c would be 1 times negative 48. B is going to be 2, and I need two numbers that give me negative 48 when I multiply and 2 when I add. So if I use the numbers negative 6 times 8, I get negative 48, and negative 6 plus 8 gives me 2. So that tells me that x squared plus 2x minus 48 is the same as x minus 6 times x plus 8. So our original volume was x cubed plus 7x squared minus 38x minus 240. We found the quotient when we divided by x plus 5. So we have x plus 5 times x minus 6 times x plus 8 is equal to our original volume. So we have now broken this down into 3 pieces. So we have our original x plus 5 that was given to us on the picture. We also have x minus 6 and x plus 8. So those are going to be the 2 missing dimensions. So the length, the width, and the height or depth of the box are x plus 8 inches, x plus 5 inches, and x minus 6 inches respectively. Keep in mind that the x minus 6 is the height or depth because the hint said that the length is greater than the height or the depth. Since x minus 6 would be the smallest number out of the 3, that's going to be your height or depth. Part B says if the width of the box is 15 inches, what are the other 2 dimensions? Well, we just listed all 3 dimensions. So we know the width equals 15 inches, which was equal to x plus 5. So all we have to do is solve for x. To solve for x, we have x plus 5 equals 15, subtract 5 from both sides, you get x equals 10. Then we said the length is x plus 8, however we know x is 10, so plug in 10, you get 10 plus 8 is 18 inches. And then the height was x minus 6, plug in 10 for your x, and you get 10 minus 6 is 4 inches. So on the picture we have 8 for our length, and this inside depth is going to be 4 inches. And then part B told us that the width was 15. I do have the work written out for both part A and part B on the computer slides, and then I would like you to try to use the factor x plus 3 in synthetic division to completely factor the function y equals x cubed minus 4x squared minus 9x plus 36.